ho, ho. What's happening?
What's going on with you, man?
Welcome, peoples to Sunday night service. It's religiously incorrect in the building.
We here, we all up in here. What's happening, everybody? What's
It's your
happening, everybody?
Sunday night Terry service. We're ready to Terry for the ghost. You want the spirit?
Hallelujah.
No, that ain't how we do it. We gotta clap our hands and say Jesus, 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 Jesus. You don't know old school Terry and Jeff.
Oh, you talking about like EDDIE?
Oh, old school Terry and
Hey.
Jesus, 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 Jesus. You got it, Jeff. You weren't raised in it. Jeff, you weren't raised in it.
I wasn't raised.
You gotta know it, boy. Call him. Call his name till somebody is spitting in your ear with bad breath.
Shit about 100. Shit about 100. Shit about 100.
Going. Just going. Call him, baby.
I got
Call him. Man,
look, Shamika about to run downstairs.
She about to, yeah. She about to bring the cloths down. She about to bring the slaying cloths down.
I hear you, baby.
Cover up women's backsides when they lay on the altar. You know how we got to do.
Yes, sir.
Man. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Man, is you ready?
Does it matter? We got turkey in a can ready. We got the turkey in a can that you just open up and pour out on the plate. Now we got the turkey thon, man. We gonna do it, man. We gonna do it grandma style up in here.
Hey, you know what? That just gave me an idea, man. You know what? I had one thing I want to do for opening topics. I think I got something else. I think I'm gonna switch it up, man.
Okay, switch it up. Surprise me, buddy.
Let's talk. Give me some rules for Thanksgiving Day dinner. Let's talk about rules.
Rules for Thanksgiving Day dinner?
First, yeah, we just gonna go down the list. First rule I want to give y'all for Thanksgiving Day dinner.
Okay.
If you are planning on leaving, do not be the first person to pull up and then want everybody else to let you out the driveway.
Yeah. Do not put all the way up in the driveway next to the garage,
right?
And have the nerve to come back inside. And it's always while people are eating. While they're eating.
Hey, can 20 cars let me out real quick?
And it's always an emergency. It's like I'm 30 minutes late for work right now, and my baby's late for daycare. Yeah, it's always something. Okay,
what's another one?
Do not bring your own to-go plates and containers and start packing to-go plates for people. And by the way, and here's an extra one. And don't dare say you're making a to-go plate for people we don't even like.
Come on, sir. You know your boyfriend that you just met.
Look, bro.
Boyfriend you just
don't make me talk about it because I hit some place that ain't gonna be made. I'm gonna be checking. I need to see ID, blood sample. Where this going again? Who this going to? God watching you.
All right. Uncle Rufus.
Uncle Rufus.
That's your niece. Stop looking at her like that.
That's your niece. She ain't sitting on your lap, bro. She ain't sitting on your lap. We're not doing. Those days are over. And everybody else, by the way, to keep it halfway serious, stop acting like you don't see Uncle Rufus.
Right.
Stop acting like you don't see this cat.
You see, he over there dancing for you.
Man, this cat trying to sit on a sofa chair with the two. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, you got another one.
I got one. If it's an alcohol-free house, which some of us do have alcohol-free houses.
Yes.
Okay, listen. Don't bring your own cooler in the trunk of your car and keep going for walks in and out of the pastor's house. Because I don't do the Lord's, the devil's nectar. I don't do the devil's nectar.
And you can't just smoke weed outside. The smell don't stay outside.
It's coming. We know you're going for a walk. We know what that means. Don't nobody really get no exercise on Thanksgiving. We know what that means. Old head uncle. All right. Old head uncle. Please don't act like you could really get out there with the kids and play football when good and well you're gonna blow your back out.
Stop talking about me.
Old head Uncle Jeff.
Stop talking about me.
Let me get one in. Let me get one in right quick. Next thing you know, he like, baby, I need an icy hot. I need a back patch.
Hey, wait a minute. Here we go. Listen. At the end of the night, when we like, all right, man, what you about to do? That's giving you a warning that it's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
Stay everybody else go home. Why you still there?
Man, how y'all feeling, man? This game was crazy, man. The game was crazy, bro. That was wild.
Yeah, man. We yawning and carrying on.
Okay, for all of my traveling eaters, Maximum of 3 houses. Maximum of 3 houses. Maximum.
They be doing like the food giveaways.
Oh yeah, listen.
Like second
Trunk full of plates with foil on them. Trunk full of plates with foil on them. You know what? Let me just make it real quick. I got 3 words for you.
Go ahead.
3 words.
Go ahead.
3 words. Can I give you 3 words?
Give me 3.
Get your kids. Get your kids.
This is not a babysitting event.
Get your kids. I better not see them crawling on the table, putting their hand in the sweet potato pie, sticking their whole fist in it. Get your kids.
Please.
Playing with grandma's oxygen tank. Get your kids. Mixing up grandpa's pills. He had them laid out on the counter for the whole week.
My bedroom door was closed for a reason. Why you in there?
Okay.
Why you in the bedroom?
Speaking of grandpa's medication, stop stealing your grandparents' medication when you go over. Stop stealing your grandparents'
with these Oxycontins.
Opioids.
You don't need all these Oxycontins.
Stop checking the cabinets for Vicodins. That tooth surgery was 9 months ago. You got that tooth pulled last year.
Last one for me. Last one for me. Listen, if the bathroom is not available upstairs nor downstairs, don't pee in my bushes.
Don't go outside in the bushes.
Don't go outside in the bushes. Come
Oh,
on, now, in front of everybody, like it's just cool to pee in the bushes. Don't pee in the bushes.
Listen. And to whomever, including myself, if somebody asks you to pray, just bless the food. Just bless the food.
Come on.
It's a food blessing, and we talked about it last week. It's gonna kill you anyway. Everything on this table is gonna kill you anyway. So there's only so much blessing you can do. So bless the food and do not bring us into a 3-day revival.
Stop trying to heal Aunt Sally.
Especially when you ain't been to church in 3 years. You don't even know what to pray anymore. You praying in the name of Jesus. you forgot his name. Hey,
Father God.
Right. This is a much more upbeat. We'll save our rage for next time.
Right.
We'll save our rage for next time. Hey, everybody watching, we see the likes going up. I see the views going up. Hit those hearts, hit those likes as we're talking. We all know engagement makes it happen online. So good to see you, Lady Charlene, Cindy Mo. Cindy Mo's in the house tonight. Kim Yada's in the house tonight. I know I saw our man Rashad in the house. Apostle Jenkins is in the house. What? Hey, Apostle Jenkins, you need to bring all them international followers you got back to the show. We need all your churches back. We need to get them numbers back up. Hey, we're gonna do. Are we gonna do ads first or the meme of the week first? What are we gonna do first?
I think we done the meme of the week first.
We did the meme of the week first. All right, Casey. Well, we have a new feature we call Meme of the Week, and the producer Mike puts up a meme. Sometimes we've seen it before. Many times we have not gotten a glimpse of it. Deacon Marlon, we have Meme of the Week. I really think this meme is going to resonate with you guys.
I love this one, y'all.
Our job is to comment on whatever pops up on screen. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm a bishop of 8 people. I'm a bishop of 8 people. Jeff?
Well, hey,
Jeff,
hey, huh?
This is an insult to the episcopacy.
Hey, we about to talk about episcopacy one of these days. But listen, you got to tell all these people to come out from the back.
But listen, hey, all y'all, we about to start service.
Come on out from the back now. Come on out. Come on out there from the kitchen.
Hey, y'all come on out here. We about to start service. Okay, that's an inside joke between me and Pastor Jeff. We went to a service, and we can tell it now because nobody knows this anymore. Right. We went to a service, and there was nobody there. And this preacher probably called 5 times to people who did not exist to come out the back and come into church.
It was some ghosts came.
It must have been the angels. You know how the angels come and worship with you. It must have been the angels. All right. So I'm a bishop. So Jeff, what do you feel when you see that? And more importantly, what do you feel when you see the bishop with 8 people?
It's just like, you got to crawl before you walk, Doc. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Is it about the numbers, though? Remember, it's not about the numbers, Jeff. It's about the authority.
It's not about the numbers, but for one, I'm like, okay, how'd you become the bishop? What do you even know what bishop means? Do you know what I mean?
Hey, we ain't saying no names in the comments. Let me stop y'all right now. We are not saying any names.
They ain't saying names in the comments.
No, I feel it coming. I see Sister Johnson's about to put one on.
I mean, and then even if you are the bishop of 8 people, do me a favor and only record you. Stop trying to record your whole empty.
Yeah.
I mean, and we could talk about this a little.
Here's the thing, Pastor Jeff. If we didn't make the concept of it so grand, you walking around with staffs and hats and miters and special gloves and boots, gold boots and tassels, and now your church is a cathedral or a tabernacle and all these, and then even the way you talk.
But it used to be the cash advance store.
Listen, you're the bishop of the old. You're the bishop of the old Hardys. Your pulpit is a fryer. Your pulpit is a fryer. You're gonna slide the piece of wood out the way and make some fries after this is over. Let's just be honest. Now, everybody has ebbs and flows. Churches have big seasons. Is a bishop not supposed to have actual churches under them, like real
churches up under them, and
might I say, not just more clown bishops?
Well,
because for some reason, these individuals keep finding other people who have even less members than they do. I'm just do the work. Why does it matter?
Will all 5 bishops come together? And it's 20.
What is it, like a Megazord bishop? What is that, like a what is that? When all 5 bishops come together, is it like a Voltron?
Voltron.
I'm getting some emails. I'm getting some emails from this. I'm getting some emails. Okay, we're not saying any names, but all I'll say is, we know the word of God did not make all this up. Right. And there were bishops in the Bible in the early days, and they carried influence and regional impact. We know that. We know that. And now it's become an industry where you get online and you go to the pulpit.robes.com and you order all the stuff, and then you get one of those giant things and sign it and all this other jazz. And again, if the Lord has truly, genuinely called you the work of a bishop and all of that, I in the words of the old S.E. Mitchell, I respect the office, but I can't respect some of you brothers. Well, old Elder S.C. Mitchell said that, Church of God in Christ Convocation. I respect the office of a bishop, but I can't respect some of you brothers.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The thing is, whether it's bishop, doctor, prof, when you come in contact with a real one, it makes you look
God for the real ones.
Worse. It makes
God for the real ones.
Worse.
And being a bishop, and I'm not putting you down if you're a down to earth person, you got a real job, or you're building nothing. But I just feel you should be established. You shouldn't be struggling. You should have weight under you. That doesn't necessarily mean old. That doesn't necessarily mean old, but you should be seasoned and you should be respected. Absolutely. And you shouldn't have to announce yourself to everybody. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You shouldn't have to announce yourself. You got to constantly talk about yourself in the third person, like you're not you talking. You talking like you're announcing somebody else, but you're really talking about yourself. I don't have time for that. And we've had Bishop Heron grace our show. Absolutely. I appreciate the humility.
Bishop Paramore.
Bishop Paramore. People who have walked the walk. But it is what it is. We'll do a whole show about it. Matter of fact, we have a bishop we're going to have on to talk about the Episcopal work. But in the meantime, Pastor Jeff, we got to bring our guest in. But first, let's hit our sponsors. Yeah, what you want to say? Yeah, one more thing? No,
I was just saying do the sponsors.
I was about to say, you usually have one more thing. You already said go brown, so get it out of here. All right, y'all. We want to thank our sponsors of Religiously Incorrect, starting with Phillips Care Cleaning Service. They do residential, floor, basic, deep cleaning, carpet upholstery. Don't do it yourself. I know I don't. I call Fernando at 330-219-7916, or I check out Phillips Care on Facebook. They service Trumbull, Mahoney, surrounding areas. I bet you if you need it done, they can get it done. See, I just came up with a new slogan. They should be paying me at this point.
That's because
you're the bishop. Slogans. Because I'm the bishop. I'm the bishop of slogan. While you're checking out Phillips Care Cleaning Service, make sure you hit up Phillips Care Lawn Service. There is still work to be done. They not only do grass cutting, get that last seasonal grass cutting, they clean up leaves. They also do plowing and all different types of work, edging, trimming, cutting down seasonal bushes, all that type of stuff. Again, call my man Fernando at 330-219-7916 or look him up on Facebook at Phillips Care LLC. We thank you all at Phillips Care for being sponsors. If you would like to be a sponsor of Religiously Incorrect and expose your brand to our millions upon millions of listeners across the galaxy, go ahead and give us a call or email us at religiouslyincorrectpodcast@gmail.com.
I'm making this up on the spot.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is Religiously Incorrect. We are part of Religiously Incorrect. I'm making it up on the spot. What's this month? It's November.
November, almost.
I'm giving a discount December for.
Now Mike about to come in and can't. Mike about to come in and cancel your discount.
I'm giving discount December for sponsor. You want to be a sponsor of Religiously Incorrect? Give us a call tonight. You get a real small,
0.5%.
Small discount.
It's like a house buying discount.
All
right. Our guest tonight is one of our favorite commenters. He's been on here before. Every time he comes on, trouble ensues. Trouble follows him everywhere he goes. We'll probably get calls from the FCC after this is over, or the censorship board. But our man, one of the finest brothers, and I do mean this, I mean finest, wonderful, supportive brothers that the Mahoning Valley has to offer. He is a photographer. He is a graphic designer. He is a musician. He is, I'm going to call him a philanthropist because half the people don't even pay him for his work. So it's basically charity anyway. So he's a philanthropist. He's the reason all your funeral programs be looking good. Right. And mama be in the clouds and grandma be having the wings on and all that stuff. You be getting the whole magazine at grandma's funeral. I want you to give it up for our man, K-Wizzy. Brother Kjuan Patterson. Give it up for Kjuan.
Hey, Wizzy. What up?
What's up, gentlemen?
What's happening, man?
Grandma got the wings.
Man, you one of my favorite Negroes, man. You like my big magic Negro, man. I love you. You can do it all. You can do it all.
Man, I appreciate that intro. I'm over
here laughing. We gotta do that preacher. Now, next time we give you an intro, you gotta do the preacher pose because you gotta do the. There we go.
All honor be to God.
There it is. There it is. That's how we do it.
Hold on. Let me talk about my triceps.
Listen. Tonight's show is called Warning Graphic Content.
Yes, sir.
Warning. Touch your neighbor and say warning.
Warning.
Graphic
warning.
Content.
Ain't nobody here but me. The warning.
Ain't nobody here. Yeah, touch yourself. No, don't touch yourself. But But we're talking church graphics, flyers, even video presentation, all of the ways that churches present themselves. And I think it goes without saying that in the social media era, I think all of our church flyers have gone on steroids. And it's just, a lot of our graphic guys are given work. Okay, we do have a question. Let me just throw this question in now. This is not related to graphic design, but Deacon Reed wants to know what juices and berries you're using in your beard. What juices and berries are you using to keep your beard?
The thick kind you're supposed
to. Egg whites. He's using egg whites.
You said egg whites.
He's using egg whites.
I said egg white. I said cocoa butter.
He said cocoa butter. It's some cannabis up in there.
The thick kind you're supposed to get rid of the scars with.
It's some CBD cannabis up in there, man. Just tell the truth, man. Just tell the truth.
It's all good.
They saw that at the church down the street.
Ain't nothing but a little stay soft, bro.
Ain't that a little bit of ultra perm.
Ultra perm. All right, so Kjuan, when did you get into the graphic design? When did you get started with designing flyers and different materials for people?
Okay, I went to Artists Institute. Me and Mike went together. So I was kind of like hip to it back then, yeah. But then one day we decided to have a concert, Kjuan and Company, and I was sitting in Bishop Heron's office.
Yes.
Yeah, we were sitting in Bishop Heron's office, and I was like, on the Word document, trying to put the little, words you can only do so much. I'm trying to squeeze everything in the Word document. I'm feeling all hype, but I put everything you could possibly put in that flyer on that one sheet of paper. And then my boy Mark Heron's like, he bought my editing eye, and he says, don't do that. Him because if it's too much, no one wants to read it when it's too wordy. I don't care what you got on there, whose title needs to be there. If it's too much, no one wants to pay attention to it. As a matter of fact, we skip it. You know what I mean? Even like I remember there was times where I was doing like multiple guest speakers. You got too many guest speakers, people just move on from it. It's just hard to read. Dark flyers, if something is too dark, but to get back to your thing, I got started. That was my first flyer I did, and I said, well, maybe I can practice with this. And I got kind of good a little bit with the Word document. Then I saw Crystal Williams at a funeral. I said, hey, Crystal, you know what? I think I'm getting kind of good with the graphic design. Why don't you let me start doing some of the programs? And she said, okay, come see me. Wasn't no question. Just come see me. Let's do it, period. And Photoshop, there was no spell check. So when you do it, I was spelling some people's name got spelled wrong, though. I was spelling grandma wrong.
Oh no, not grandma.
No, but so Crystal gave me Dr. Farida. She had me do all of her doctor's offices flyers. Ponderosa started hiring me. After a while, I got all the local places. They start pulling me in. That's how I got started.
Warren Citywide Youth Choir. The Warren Citywide
Youth Choir.
You were the official flyer designer.
And I was your photographer, so I was.
And my photographer.
I wasn't that good, Pastor Jeff. I wasn't that good. So I
guess that did. Hey, that's how long ago. That's how long ago it was. He put all the pictures on a CD-ROM and gave it to me. Like from the photo mart.
So you've done all that, man. You've done a phenomenal job. I look at a lot of your work, man, whether it be pictures or whether it be designs, but we're on graphic designs today. So what is a mistake that, especially churches, because this is religiously incorrect. What are some of the mistakes that churches do, especially when they send them to you, say, I want this.
I want this. Yeah. What do you see?
Okay. The first thing one of the things that I always notice that if your flyer is black, if it's dark, that's like it's like a sad flyer. If you want to engage people, it needs to be something uplifting and colorful, but yet still, don't overdo it. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen is they always forget to make the words readable. You ever see we talked about this before, Pastor Todd, the cursive slang when you're doing too much cursive.
Oh yeah, the wedding font. It's the old Victorian. Yeah.
Ernest Brown, Dr. Brown.
The emperor requests your presence in his quarters.
Dr. Brown, I had did Christina Heron's wedding. But Dr. Brown, I said to my sample, he says, "Okay, I don't mean to harm, but all of that, I think it's called calligraphy, that little design." He said it makes it super hard to read, and he wasn't rude about it. He was trying to help me. Him and Mark Heron, they really, Mark was really huge with coaching me and making sure, okay, this isn't right. How about doing it this way? How about this font? Make it readable. Mark was super, because he's my dog. Him and Alfie, man. When I first got my camera, first place I went over to Physique Fitness and I grabbed Alf Birch. I said, Alf, put your jacket on. Didn't know nothing, Pastor Jeff. Didn't know nothing about no camera. But I made him, Edwin, and Lady B take a picture as my muse. And how that started, let me tell you how that happened. So once again, using the little cheap format of doing flyers, I did Crystal Williams. I did her daughter's wedding, all of her stuff. And she asked me, she says, well, okay, I don't have a lot of cash, but I got credit. What do you want? So I'm like, you can send me to Vegas. Just thinking out like a ghetto. And then it came to me, it says, well, why don't you do, something came to me, it says, why don't you do something that can empower you to make more money and do something else? Because people are giving you these really bad pictures. So I said, Crystal, how about a camera? She took me to Best Buy. She said, get whatever you want. She was on the phone when I was shopping. That's when you got that real money,
Oh yeah.
She was on the phone. I was at I was adding this camera, this lens, Pastor Jeff. I had this. I mean, everything I wanted, she got for me. And that's how I incorporated the photography with the flyers. And then I was taking so many pictures. Like Todd Birch hired me to do the kid skate thing. I'm just taking pictures of everybody and their mama.
Right.
Anthony McCoy, I was doing this kids. But go ahead,
I'm glad you mentioned the camera. Because even when we're doing amateur work, or let's say we're doing a church program and we say, hey, send us a picture. How frustrating is it when people give you bad pictures, selfies, stuff off of Facebook profiles that still have like the border around it and the
Galaxy One.
The Galaxy One phone. I mean, how frustrating is it when people give you that and they expect you to make a quality flyer out of it?
It is super frustrating, because what happens is first you have to take and restore the picture. So when you're restoring the picture, that takes a whole half hour, because you got a lot of pixelation. You can't, the files, believe it or not, if you get it off of Facebook or a phone, it's only like a 1 inch by 1 inch. And you're trying to stretch it out, and it looks horrible. So what you have to do is restore the picture first, and then you have to import it over into what you're working with. There is a tool in Photoshop called Cardassian blur. So what you do is just make 2 layers and you just erase all the graininess. That helps. But if they're going to print it, you're going to be able to see the graininess and pixelation in that picture. So that's one of the main reasons why, if you're going to do a flyer, if it's going to be a church flyer, and there's some pastors, I even told them, let me do it for free. Just do a nice full body medium close-up shot so you can have a great picture.
Can we just stop right there? Go ahead. Let me promote Kjuan. Every pastor needs to call Kjuan and get one good real shot. I got a photographer from my church. I can shout out Valerie G. She's been doing a good job. She did
yours on the wall.
Yeah, she did a great job. But call somebody that knows what they're doing and take a real photo.
Right. Now, let me say this. Let me say this.
And that includes you, Jeff, because you be posing by your car and stuff.
My stuff be sweet. Listen,
he said my stuff be sweet.
Now, serious, because for those of us who don't know, when we started this podcast, me, either myself or Todd would get guests, and they would say, get a picture. And I would just, I'll tell them, man, send me a picture, man. And they send me a picture, and I give it to them. I don't know. And then Larry get on, man, I need a picture with at least this many pixelations or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what a pixelation is. So
maybe halfway behind a tree with 30 other people at the family reunion.
So I think it's good for you guys to tell us, what you need before we give it, especially for those of us who don't know.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is, the first thing you done was went over to Alfie Birch and was like, put your coat on, because he was in there probably sweating and all buff and stuff. But now you telling people take your coat off.
Yeah, take all clothes off. Oh yeah. By the way, Jeff told me to tell you, Kjuan. Jeff told me to tell you he needs one of those calendars for his personal office.
No, I didn't say I need one of those calendars. What I said was we're doing a pastoral calendar, swimsuit issue calendar.
We're doing a pastor swimsuit edition.
But it's gonna be in the baptismal pool.
It's gonna be bishops at the beach. The bishops at the beach. And my wife about to come downstairs and start staring at me to my left. You see my eyes darting. It means I'm about to get yanked off of this show tonight. Okay, let's move on. So you do some good work, Brother Kjuan. Can I ask a question and be honest? Do you recycle your work sometimes?
Okay.
Do you recycle your templates?
Yes. Let me tell you what I recycle. If someone is doing the basics funeral program, there's no need to reinvent it, because there's no room for reinvention. You know what I mean? You can do landscape portrait. Those I tend to just keep it basic, because that's what they're paying for, is basic. But if you want me to create you a book and all these other, then you get more creativity. But I have recycled. Now, as far as the flyers, you never want the same flyer to look the same. But there's been a couple times I did kind of just change the words and the color and moved on and kept it rolling. And that's just being honest. Anybody got time for that? Thought that took too long.
I got time for that.
You gave it to me the night before. You wanted a miracle. So yeah, I just changed the color and changed the nappy hair and moved on. You know, that's all I did.
I love it. Now, do you judge people's flyers, especially for churches, based off whether people are actually going to show up or not? Like if it's somebody you're not even really that excited about, you're like, man, ain't nobody coming to this. What am I? I mean, I'm just saying, would you waste your good work, your best, on
Kjuan,
the bishop with 8 people?
Remember, it's 2 million people watching this tonight, Kjuan. It's 2 million people watching.
Hey,
would you waste your best work on the bishop with 8 members?
Hey, you know what I did one time? I made this banging flyer. I was so hyped about it. I said, man, you put your best foot forward. And it was for a concert. And nobody showed up to the concert. Mark was like, man, you used that good flyer and nobody showed up to the concert. You should have saved that. But you know, there's times where, yeah, you do it. But I don't know, anything that I put out, I'd be able to say that K-Wiz did that without feeling, condemnation like I messed up or didn't produce what the person is paying for. So no matter if they having 5 or 10 people coming, I still want to give my best. The one thing I can always encourage all the pastors, all the people that do them, just you have to have good quality images without the head being chopped off. If your head's chopped off, we have to draw you a whole new head on and then create the flyer. And that takes forever to put the head back on. Or you have to put a big ring around them.
It's kind of like Sterling. It's kind of like Sterling talk, putting the head back on.
Now from a professional like yourself, what is the pay scale for a flyer? For we're
talking ducats now.
Yeah, we're talking money. I mean, because I know a lot of people are out here doing them now. A lot of people out here saying they doing these flyers, they getting this flyer work done. What is the pay scale? What is the normal base pay scale for a flyer, and maybe one for a book? And then the second part to that question is, do you get people trying to grapple you down? Do you get people trying to get you to go down, get you to lowball you on your work?
You know what? Okay, the first part of the question, if you're doing a basic flyer should start at $35 for design without print. If you have one of them detailed convocational flyers, it should be at least $75 because you have, and Pastor Todd, you do some graphic arts yourself, and you're about 100 layers alone, and those take about a couple of hours. So when somebody tell you, can you change this, and this? That's a whole another hour you got to reinvest into moving stuff around and make it fit, and without it looking jam-packed and crazy. So to answer your question, the first part, $35 for a basic with no changes. If you're making changes, you get 2 changes with the $35. If you're doing the convocational type of flyers with all of the wording, that's at least $75 to $100. Like Pastor Todd always hooked me up with the money. He don't call me no more. I must have,
No, I got you. Actually, I was getting ready to send you something. I was getting ready to send you something and tell you I need it tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's the typical African American right there.
That's how we do it. Yes. That's how Negroes do this. Okay, so
it.
With other, so question. Go ahead. Keep finishing because I want to follow up on that question.
The part 2, what I've learned to do over these last years, I don't take new people, Pastor Jeff. We have to be cool. Like if we don't have a rapport, you're not my phone, you're not my text log. I prefer not to take you because that back and forth with the money and you're not paying on time. I remember I had rushed and did somebody's funeral program. I paid out of my pocket, and it was a very expensive program. That pastor had to seek that family to get that money. Oh, you hit him up like 20 times to pay me. Yeah, and I just said no more. So I just, even now you have to go through your funeral home. If I'm doing something personal for you, it has to be somebody I have a report for it. Because even like there's Marquita Lyles, I hooked up. I mean, all my friends, everybody in my life has hired me to do something for them, and they've all paid me. Dr. Frida, listen, when you go through Harding, Principal Capers cared enough about me, man. All of Harding is filled with all of the design work I've done for them. Wow. Even the commencement books, like he has really looked out for me. The top seniors, the senior pictures, and no one knows this stuff because it's none of their business, but I just appreciate those people that always have my back, and they never. I mean, when it comes to the money, bro, this is an invoice. I mean, that's what you need. That makes you feel good. You don't have to sit and fight over the money. Even I work for a company out of Atlanta. Just send me the invoice. Just send me the invoice. That's what you want. Well, that's a little bit high. I said, brah.
and bro, your prices are reasonable. And do you feel that other designers feel like you're lowballing or undercutting? Because I've seen higher prices for some design, and do you really feel that?
Yeah.
I mean, because some of them, let's be honest, man, some of them are using like iPhone apps. I mean, they talking up this game,
Yeah.
but they're using Canva, iPhone apps. I got a little app I use for quick flyers once in a while at the church.
Right.
So how do you feel about that scale and how people are saying, hey, my stuff is 150 minimum, my stuff is 250 minimum? I mean, what do you say to that?
Oh,
Is it a market situation?
Well, like there's a lot of graphic artists that charge 125 to 150 to 200. They are up there, and they feel like they're. But for me, I want to be relatable. I don't feel like if I'm going to overcharge, charge that kind of money, people don't want to hire you because you're not relatable. And I remember one of my friends said, somebody said you charge this and this. I said, that's not true. It's somebody that never hired me, never did no work with me, didn't have no clue. Because I'm gonna tell you up front what it is. Once again, that's referring back to Mark Herron. He told me, Kate, always set the standard up front so that person knows what they have to do. Like, set your standards up front. Because I would do the work, give it to them, pass it to, email it to them so they have it, never see the money.
Right.
And I became like, I was starting to feel used. I was starting to feel a little bit down. Back in the day when I was playing the piano at New Jerusalem before Alton started, Pastor Merrill, we would draw the stuff on the little it'd be a crayon.
Right.
That's so then after a while, you just play around till you get it. And when me and Mike, we were at the Art Institute, they teach you all of this stuff, but I forgot about it. I didn't even realize I knew all of the graphic design stuff, the animation, how to do the website, because they teach you animation, they teach you all of these things to incorporate into one big multimedia. And I forgot I knew all of that. And then one day it just dawned on me, I know all of that stuff. And so I was able to utilize it now.
I love it. I love it.
Now, right now I'm at Global Fitness. So if you ever been in here, I'm in the office, like everything you see in here is something that I've done to market. Because remember, everybody used to pay these big ad money for Tribune. And I love the Tribune. They get the word across to older people. Once again, you have to know your demographics. Who are you trying to reach? Who do you want to project your image to? That's for older people. You put something simple in there, they're going to read it, see a picture. Don't put no flyer in there because they're not going to look at it because they can't see. What you do, just get you use this social media. If you just do a regular banner, like we have on right here, religiously incorrect, and just put $5 or $10 behind your boost, you'll reach over 10,000 people locally if you just do that. And going back to the calendar, while you're trying to be funny, Pastor Jeff, image sells. If you got a great image, it's going to pull and pull.
Oh, they're great images. I mean, Jeff looks at them all night long, and they're great images. I mean, sometimes he texts me like, "Yo, Mr. November." I mean,
who's November? Like he named months off and everything. He named months off and everything.
I'm just talking.
So here's the thing, though. Truth be told. These people, we got some churches that are paying $200 for a flyer, and ain't 200 people at their church. Ain't 200.
It's the bishop with 8 members. It's the bishop with 8 members.
Bishop with 8 members.
So that's right. In this COVID age, this pandemic age, have we become dependent on flyers to try to help grow our churches? And let's be honest, is it really working? Do flyers really bring the people that you're looking for? Or is it something that when you going through Facebook and you see a flyer, do you actually stop and look at it or is it just based upon whose flyer it is?
Right. You know what? I've been blessed to do flyers for like Karen Clark Shear, Ohio Central East. The list goes on and on. Like if you look at Ricky Dillard's flyers, it's him, the words, and it's bright and vivid. I'm going.
Right.
If you look at the simple, but going back to your main question, you put nothing in, you get nothing out. Bishop Herron. You know what I mean? So you have to market.
You have wisdom. That's right.
Every single week, there should be some type of media that goes on to promote. And I did a research when I was helping Physique with Alf. I did a research. What is the most effective marketing? The most effective marketing is video marketing. You know why? Because it engages your people to look and want to be a part. They're there. They're like, oh yeah, I can see a flyer. That's cool. I might be a little worded. The pastor's picture is blurry. The pastor's wife, they got this big ring around them. There's a big shadow because they didn't take a professional image, but that video image, one of the best things I've seen, and you have it, Pastor Todd, you have that little camera. But all you do is sit down, do your talk, put your music behind it, bam, great marketing. And you can boost that through Facebook and it'll reach everybody. It won't, because they won't flag it. Just don't put no music behind it, just some instrumental, But flyers, if it's I can't stress this enough. If it's dark or if it's just too wordy, no one's going to read it. But you have to market your church during this pandemic. People think the church is closed. We don't know who's open, who's not. So you have to market yourself some kind of way.
How do you feel, building on Jeff's question? Because Jeff was talking, and I think this is a pastoral question, but I like to hear about people who are, from people who are close to us. You're around a lot of our ministers in our churches and ministries. And he's talking about,
Right.
and I want to take it a step further, where we're not putting the work in on the ministry side. We want the marketing to do the work. And when people show up, Kjuan's excellence was on the flyer, but there wasn't excellence in my church when they showed up. Do you feel like, hey, I can kind of sense that, hey, this individual is not really putting together a quality program. It's not going to be a quality event, but my flyer is going to make people think that they're going to the Ricky Dillard. You know what I mean? Because the flyer, you make us look like they're going to the Ricky Dillard concert. Then it turns out to be Todd Johnson and company, and it's garbage. So, I told one brother who kind of gave me the speech about, you're young, show me how to do the Facebook thing, And I said to him, he's an older gentleman at an older church. I said, content is still king. If your content is not good, you can have all the Facebook videos you want. But if the preaching ain't on point, the singing is not on point, the service is boring, you'll get that 3-second view and then it's over. So do you feel like sometimes there's a mismatch between the marketing, because our flyers are such high quality these days, and no joke, I mean, people drive up and be in somebody's garage. Like, I thought this was the gospel extravaganza of Ohio.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the mismatch sometimes?
You know what? It can be very misleading too. If you, a good example, I did a flyer for someone, and I said I knew that the event wasn't going to be good, but you can't tell them that. You have to kind of stay optimistic. And I was kind of broke that day, so I needed that little $30. But like, you still do it, and you still do it with a smile. But you can always tell, like, and you don't try to judge the people based off of their, you see them trying, so you work with them. Like my girl Loretta, she hired me for every single thing she had. Everything. I put her projectors up, all of her funeral, everything you could think of. That's why she would always have a place mark. Everything. Her and Pastor Heron, I mean, they didn't skip a beat with hiring me for anything, like everything. So people like that, whether the event was small or big for Loretta, I still put my all into it, not knowing what the turnout was going to be. Because sometimes you look at the stuff, you be like, there's ain't nobody coming to this. Hey, ain't nobody gonna show up to this, dog. Listen, your time. He gave me a tip. And so remember when you asked me a question? You remember you asked me a question about recycling them flyers? That's what I recycle, because
that's where you go recycle.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna change this. But there's some people you can't do that to, because I do some major work for some big people like down in Atlanta. So, and they're great people. I love them all, man. They great people. So I got to make sure everything is from a fresh template, a white template, and you go ahead and you create your layers from there. You can't recycle anything. And your images, the hardest part is taking the people out of the background, because you have a green overcast over their skin. So you have to do a bottom layer and take the color out and erase. It's so tedious, man. Right. And that's why people don't understand. If I'm charging you $75 or $100 for your flyers, because you made me work. That was a lot of work, dog, because you have to literally, Pastor Jeff, one flyer, you're going to at least do 50 layers, at least 50 layers.
Wow.
And
So
if people don't understand. Oh, go ahead, Pastor.
Have you ever said, nah? Have you ever said, nah?
Oh.
This ain't this. I mean, so I mean, I've seen people, and I ain't saying no names to bear no blames, but they take a picture on Easter when it's packed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the one they want. But it ain't that's not how it is every week. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Why are you gonna take a picture at the funeral whenever half them people ain't your members? I
ain't your members.
Man, I had a church use my youth choir as their choir.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you know what that is called?
False advertising.
Called false advertising.
False advertising.
And what people don't realize this too, Pastor Todd, and if that photographer, for instance, myself, if someone uses my picture, I have the right to sue you. I could take you to court and get every dime that you have.
I represent you in court.
Right, because that's not right. Even with your funeral programs, and even Larry, they all will tell you have to not Larry, any photographer, period. Just ask permission. Hey, bro, is it cool if I can use your picture? I mean, it takes 2 seconds. They're gonna say yes or no. You know what I mean? But if we have the right to sue you for using our footage without permission for print. That's why when you go to FedEx office, you go to these places, they make you do a check mark, certifying this is your work. If you check that and it's not, and I come after you, I have full right to come after you, not FedEx, because they did the disclosure to keep themselves out of the frame. Right. So listen, hey, don't misrepresent. First of all, it's a sin. It's called lying. no, but I'm just joking.
Preach.
You still because you want your flyer to look. You want the flyer to look good. So I understand sometimes you'll get something that represents, because we've all done it. Something but I at least ask permission, or better yet, just do like we all do. Just subscribe to the Adobe pictures, because you can subscribe to get the pictures. They're like $1 a piece, just to use for marketing only. You can't do a magazine with it, but you can use it for flyers or promotional work.
Flyers and all. Well, we're gonna allow you to type your questions in. If you have questions, you've been watching and hearing Kjuan's wisdom about graphics and flyers. I want to switch gears a little bit. In the church, especially with pastors, musicians, and stuff, there comes a point in time in church. You've been here, Kjuan, where there are just some things you don't want to hear anymore. And like them choir songs that you have worn out and you don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear, oh, give thanks to how great is our God for like a million years anymore. I don't want to, blessed, at offering time. Are there certain images? Listen.
Every praise.
So in the graphic design world, Kjuan, are there certain images or icons that everybody uses? And you're like, listen, if I see one more flaming sword or one more dove or one more, if I see one more of these, you ask me to put one more of these, I'm going to just throw up. What are you tired of seeing on church flyers? What needs to go?
The only thing I can think on a church flyer that I think needs to go is, that's a great question, because I really don't see too much that makes me just like, the only thing I want you to do is get rid. If you have to put your 0.5 and a 4, then take it off. If your pastor got that crooked hat, the one that ain't, she didn't get from Kim, or the one that almost looked like it came from Miss G's, but it's like an R.
Almost.
But it's Miss R's. Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to go.
Like, one thing I love about Bishop Herring and Lady B, she's like, no, don't put me with no hat. Keep me humble. Keep me just flat. Like, I don't do the flyers no more. One of the other guys does the flyers now for him, but that's fine. But just that I can't do the black. When someone wants dark colors, I'm just like, man, that makes me feel like I'm doing something dark. You know what I mean?
Right. How do you feel about busy flyers? You talked about them being cluttered. How do you feel about busy flyers that just have a lot going on?
You know what, Pastor? I decline them. Simpler is really better. First of all, just do if you want to do. This is my thing. If it's for print, fine. If it's for social media, do something different. Because print, you can put all those details. We can't read a 2-point font on there. And so maybe just do one real simple with the pastor, his wife, what it is, where it is. You could put the guest name and maybe a picture, or I don't know, but man, less is best. If it's something that grabs you right away, people will remember it. If you have a lot on there, then it seems like you've seen it. You'd be like, all right, next. You just move right on from it immediately.
Right.
And then if a lot of words are misspelled, you are not only are you looking at the church, if it's all misspelled words, you're looking at because you don't know who designed it. So another key thing I try to encourage everybody: type everything you do out in Word. Get your graphics, your grammar, your spelling in Word, and then convert it over to your editing. Like if you're doing InDesign will spell check it for you. Photoshop will not. So a lot of the apps that people use will not Photoshop it for you. Punctuation, the comma comes before the senior, the junior. A lot of that stuff people don't understand. That just comes with paying attention in English class. So if a flyer's too busy, I probably miss a lot of events because I skip over the flyer.
Wow.
Like a lot of events because the flyers is too much. You know what I mean? Because you like, I don't know what I'm. There was a flyer I just took a picture of once Mike asked me to come. I said, man, this would be a perfect flyer. I'm not going to show you because they're probably watching right now. But
we're doing an after show. We're doing an after show and talk about it.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, I couldn't read. And I'm a little older, so I'm squeezing, trying to I'm trying to squeeze and read what they're putting. You got the cursive at the top, then you got this really, really fancy font below that I couldn't read the name of. All I saw was the date. Then the pastor's name is a 4-point font. Now, anybody know what a 4-point font is? Like super, super small. You can't read that. That's not good marketing. That's just called just trying to make sure everything's on the flyer. And a lot of times it's not the graphic designer. It's actually the pastor or whoever hired them that wants all of that stuff on that flyer. And you're like, bro, why? Like, that's just too much. It's overkill. Right. And as a graphic artist, you can't tell the pastor, I ain't putting that on there. You ain't gonna pay you. But once again, that goes back to me personally. That's why you won't get that $5. That goes back to me only picking out working with people I'm cool with. Because if I'm telling you, you're overkilling it. You tend to like Fred Harris, like our boy Fred. Like I do stuff for do their stuff for the blackout. He'd be like, no, okay, that's cool, but how about if we did this? And I like when people say, how about? Give me suggestions because I'm not always perfect. I don't, I'm up for some things that can help me make improvement. And like even like Dante and doing that stuff for the school, how about this? Let's try this. I don't get offended because I know they're not coming from a place in their heart where it's trying to offend me. They just want the stuff to be perfect and right. I appreciate, man, all of the things because so many of them hired me, man, just to do their work, man. I mean, the list is endless. I could just go on and on. Even when Doug first became mayor, I did all of the stuff at the ball, to help him. It's just, it's a blessing that people see greatness in you. Sometimes when you don't see it in yourself,
Oh, I love it.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
I want to switch gears one more time because
go ahead, switch it, Pastor. Switch it.
You do a lot of prom pictures, homecoming pictures. You do Warren, and Pastor Todd made a comment or a post the other day that I thought was one of the best posts of the year about the what was it about the suits? And you said why you have more than 2 buttons anyway.
Why are all the buttons buttoned the Steve Harvey joint all the way down to the floor? Yeah, why are we doing this?
So and I'm just me. I'm 48, so I'm kind of up there. I got my age. So I look at some of these pictures, man, in the high waters now, the shoes, the dress shoes with no socks. I'm like, don't y'all shoes stink after y'all be out there dancing? I mean, is it gone too far? Is it? You think when you're taking some of these pictures, you're like, man, where in the world did you get that from? It'd be shiny than a mug.
You know what? But the one thing that
like Michael Jackson on crack.
I quit. I'm quitting this show right now. You will not insult the great Michael Jackson that way.
Go ahead.
You know what? I do when I see it. because there's one time I just really wanted to take this young man, and not only did I wish I had some lotion in my camera bag, because they forget that part, the ankles.
Not
Ankles
lotion.
look like they just walk through the thing and they put the shoes on.
You just walked through a bowl of flour. He just walked through.
I said, bro, I got some chapstick, baby. Just put it on the crease of the bottom of the foot. Put it in that crease. Get that ashiness. But there's sometimes if it's done right, it looks great. But when you get that cheap suit that is not tailored and fit right, I understand trend. You want to be relevant. Everybody wants to be relevant.
Right.
So why not try it? But if you're going to do it, because I saw a big dude do it, I say, bah. You can't wear the Burlington dress pants low because they're not gonna fit right nowhere, and they're gonna look like you did it all by accident. My boy Julian, I hope he's watching. He's a Harlem Globetrotter. He's one of my good friends. We did a wedding in Columbus. His sister got married, and he didn't try on his suit. Now he's taller than me. I think Julian's 6'9". Correct me if I'm wrong, Julian, but I think he's like almost 6'9", 7 foot. He's tall. He didn't try on his dress pants, and they came up to almost his kneecap when he put them on, but he still rock with it. It's just like sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. And when you photograph it, listen, the camera takes what it sees, and I'm not changing nothing. Like, because I can't. You can't. There's no way to edit it. If you look bad, you look bad. That's on you. You knew what you was doing when you left the house.
Listen. You got mirrors. You got mirrors. I had a question from the audience, and then I have one. Yeah, we got a question from Lady Dela Cruz, and then I have a question I want to end with. Lady Dela Cruz asked, when is it appropriate to use all caps in a flyer? Like just at the heading or where?
That's a good question.
I said when you're angry. No, I'm just joking. All caps.
Right.
When you're mad, we got to go to church past the 10th anniversary. I was trying to go out to the club that week. Now you want me to go to church?
Right.
Anyway, I digress. But it's necessary in your title. Your title needs to be BAM or the date. I suggest either the title or the date because those are the two main. The date is the most important thing. We can kind of read your little calligraphy and see what the product, what the date, what the event is later. But that date, I see the pastor's face in the date. Right. Like one of the pastors has had, like Pastor Merrill, he had his 40-something anniversary. Real simple flyer, real simple cover, real flyer, but it was his 44th, I think, 41st, I can't remember. 41st. But that was the most important. Yeah, that was the most important part that needed to be. You pick out the most important thing. The names is not important. Well, they're important, but people need to see what we're celebrating. So make that bold, make that prominent. That's very important. And make sure it's not. Go ahead, Pastor. It's on you.
No, I would say my last question is, why are black church flyers and white church flyers so different? Because the black church flyer, I'll have on like 3 layers of clergy robes with like, a dove, a cross, the gates of hell, the gates of heaven, Lucifer, my babies, my whole family, the first lady. Okay. The white church flyer will be like a square and say church. It'll be a white square to say church. Period. Church. But the black flyer has like all of Wakanda on it. The Black Panther. You got Coming to America. Why are we so different? Are we just extra people and just can't help ourselves?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. Remember that? I don't know if you've seen that. I was talking to Mike about it. Oh, by the way, let me talk about my boy Mike for 30 seconds. I'm coming back to that.
Talk about Mike.
I know Mike is a great. You know he's a great songwriter, right?
Oh yes. Yes. He's done some original songs.
He used to sing in the choir with me. Right? Anyway, I digress, Mike. I just wanted to throw you out there. Like, thanks.
Appreciate All right, Mike.
But anyway, you know what? I read there was a thing on about Thanksgiving food, Pastor Jeff. I don't know if you guys seen it. It says white people are ordered. Did you see it? They're going to cook turkey and mashed potatoes and green beans and coleslaw. The dog will be at the table. But then you had the black people. We have turkey, ham house, chitlins. The list was endless. No dogs at the table. For us, I think we over-design. We overkill because we don't want to feel like we're leaving somebody out or something out. A lot of it is just you don't. Good example. If you leave somebody out of a funeral program a picture, they're going to be butthurt.
Oh, you're finished.
So the same thing with, you want to make sure that we want to make sure we don't leave no details out. What I encourage people to do is real simple. If you're just doing your flyer for social media, make your banner so dope that people are going to grab it. But underneath your caption, put the details. Because if I'm going to look at the flyer, I'm going to read the caption later, see, oh, it's this day, I'm going to screenshot it, bam, I'm there. Like Pastor Melvin, he hired me to do all the St. James shoots, the choir shoots. So this is real easy. The choir, where, when, done. Choir, where, when, done. Mark Heron office, damn, Harding, bam, bam, done. Like, it's just real simple. But going back
that one time, I had to make you made me like bigger than the whole choir, that one flyer, and I was like, man, you can't. I look like Andre the Giant up in here next to the rest of the choir.
Well, I was trying to make you look like you was like, this big,
I'm like,
big.
These people already don't like me. What are you doing here, man? You trying to get me right out of town? I mean, but you did excellent. Now
going
you did my wife's favorite picture.
I'm pretty sure you didn't look like Andre the Giant. You probably look more like Manute Bowl.
No, Pastor, I'm surprised he. No, there's a Photoshop. There's a tool in Photoshop called Liquify. I made him bigger.
Oh, okay.
He was out there with biceps. He was out there killing the biceps. He was out there killing. I said, "Come on, Pastor."
I look like the 8 foot tall Africans in there. I know.
Now you asked about the white flyers. I've done both of them for the white churches as well. Once again, they're just real simple people. They just wanted to look good and be readable and relatable. Period.
White box.
And I'm trying to get a lot of people that hire me. Listen, just make it simple. Even when you doing the funeral programs, you don't need 200 pictures in the book.
No, we want the 1970s. We want to see you in the wicker chair. We want to see you with the short baby pictures.
It's not even a deceased. It's
everybody else. It's everybody else.
It's everybody. It's not even a deceased. I'm like, well, who died?
This is me at the Steelers game. This is me at the Steelers game last year. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
In doing those obituaries, is it because sometimes they like put everybody in the whole family, when they say and he left him to he left behind, and they want the nieces on there, the nephews, the cousins, people they wasn't related to, a good friend.
My favorite phrase, and a host of relatives and friends.
But they put the
a host of relatives and friends.
But you know what? Let me tell you, if you want all of that, you have to pay for it. In the Tribune, you get one, the brothers, the mom, the sisters. That's it. You want everybody else? What is it? Another $250? Hey, put them in here. You paying that kind of money? Wow. Hey, market yourself.
I don't love y'all that much. Hey, I'm dead. I'm gone. I don't love y'all.
Hey, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just going back to the original topic. The white people keep it simple, and I have a lot of just so many of them who hire me just to do simple things, and they pay more. Like, hey, brother, where's your Cash App? I'm like, I don't have that no more. Too many friends try to borrow money. I'm just clowning, but
right.
Real simple. Everything's easy. It's just my Dr. Matt Mason. I do his a couple doctors' offices. Man, they just, hey, Kate, what's your PayPal? Like, bam, done. 2 seconds. You just appreciate that, and that's what you go the extra mile. Like this gym right here, I got rules up everywhere. I wish I could show you something in here that I've done for the gym over the years, but it's all out there. But just simple.
Yeah, we'll never see it. I don't work out. We'll never see it. I don't work out. We'll never see it. Hey, I want everybody to give it up for Kjuan, the world's greatest graphic designer. Just make all the other graphic designers angry. The world's greatest graphic designer. No. We want to bring in Big Mike. Big Mike has a song he wrote. He wants to harmonize some music with Kjuan. Big Mike's gonna come in and close us out. Everybody watching, like, share. Make sure you like the religiously incorrect page, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Mike, what's happening, man? What you think?
Ready, Mike?
K-Wiz, my man, K-Wiz. What's going on, homie?
Mike? You ready to harmonize, Mike?
Nah, man. No, Jeff. No. That's not it. Kjuan, thank you so much for coming on, man, and blessing us, taking the time out to come on and talk to us tonight. Really enjoyed the conversation. For those of you who don't know, Kjuan is a very, very talented guy, man. One of the most talented people that I know. He talked me into going to the Art Institute. I learned a whole lot, met some good people, made some good connections. Still owe money, by the way, but but it was worth it. It was worth it. And honestly, nobody knows this, but the reason we're doing this podcast and the reason we have this show is because of Kjuan. I had this idea a while ago. I was sitting on it. Like I'll get ideas, think about it for a couple of weeks, and then, forget about it. But the idea of the podcast kind of stuck with me. So I'm like, okay, who can I talk to about this? So I called Kjuan. I ran it down to him, told him my idea. He was like, boy, what you waiting on? Go ahead and do it, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. So Kjuan, thank you for that encouragement, man. I really, really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you, man. It's my guy right
like,
here.
Here you go. Here's a tripod. Here's everything you need. Just go.
Yeah. Gave me equipment.
Here's the tripod. Here's the light. Just do it.
Told me what website to go to. Look this up. Look that up. Oh yeah, he was a big help, and he's a big inspiration to the podcast. That's all I got, fellas.
Yeah,
love it.
Thank you, bro.
Love it. Well, we enjoyed everybody. We've been looking forward to this episode because, and by the way, I seriously do have something to send you. So you'll be getting that text message in a minute for this year. But hey, all of our churches, all of our viewers, all of our friends, let's continue to support our individuals who are doing work in our community for our churches. And let's be honest, the reason Kjuan is blessed is because he's been such a blessing to so many churches and so many of us. And he has really made our engagements, our events much, much better. I was going to say, my wife and I don't have it up. I'll have to put it up later. Kjuan took pictures of my parents at the park and me and the wife when we were a younger couple when we first got married. And one of our favorite and most popular pictures, we did the down home B-boys pose, me and the wife. And I mean, she had the dress and the pearls on. I had the suit. And he loosened me up. He loosened me up. Hey, Kjuan, remember when my mom and dad would take a picture and she saw that dude walk by with no shirt on? And
your mom was like, Jesus!
And Kjuan lost it. You said Lady Johnson.
Mother felt like a spirit in the middle of the shoot.
Listen, Mother Johnson was done. Yeah, man, we had good times.
Mother was done.
He was finished. She was finished. But I'm going to give Pastor Jeff the last word. And
I don't need the last word. This is what I need you to do. Since Kjuan is over there at Planet Fitness or wherever he at, we might want to Global, wherever he at, we might want to shout out
right,
our
sponsor.
Yeah. We got to shout out your competitor. Check out the Phillips Care family of businesses. Phillips Care Training are the new owners of High Street Fitness in Cortland, Ohio. And you cannot get fit enough. You know you're gonna need to get fit. You know what you're about to do this week. You know you need to get on a treadmill. You know you're about to do some damage. So call Mike Phillips up at Phillips Care Training, the new owners of High Street Fitness in Cortland, Ohio. Check them out at Phillips Care Training on Facebook, or call Mike yourself, and be sure to get your body right. Just give up on the holidays. Just set an appointment for January. Just give up on the holiday. It's over.
I got one for you, Todd.
Yes,
he
sir.
might kill you, but he will build you.
Oh man, he might kill you.
That's fire. That's fire right there.
I'm preaching that Sunday. I'm preaching that next Sunday.
He owe you money now, Jeff. He owe you money for that,
brother. We are motto factories right now. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Let's keep the movement going. Religiously Incorrect podcast Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Sunday night service. Big Mike, what you got?
Kjuan, tell the people where they can reach you to see your work, and if they want to hire you or something like that, where can they reach you at on social media?
He said he don't take no extra work, but you can tell him anyway.
hey, the money's right. I'm sure he will.
It's at nakednegroes.com. Nakednegroes.com.
Well, Pastor, I'm about to call your dad. I got it. Dad, this is going to be a while out. I just called your father on you, Todd. You about to get it.
Yes, sir. Where can we find you?
First of all, thank you guys. Once again, thank you guys for having me. I see Todd Birch. I see my mom. I see my sisters, my cousins. There's friends from DC, friends from New York on here. Thank you all for tuning in. I mean, this has been great. I really appreciate it. To go back to your question there, Todd. I mean, Mike. Really, if they want me, just find me, contact me on what it's called, Facebook or Instagram at Kjuan_Patterson. Like I said, I told Pastor Todd earlier, if we don't have a report, don't waste your time because, no one wants to fight over money. And I'm not about to beg you to pay me, and you're not going to get on my nerves. I got to protect my peace at all costs. You know
I can dig it. But they can at least go and check out your work, though, right?
Go check it out at Instagram, Kjuan_Patterson. Yeah. And you'll see Pastor Jeff in there getting ready for his calendar shoot.
Still there, baby.
Still
there.
Love it. All right, y'all. Check us out. Same bat time, same bat channel. Religiously Incorrect podcast every Sunday night at 8 p.m. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, take us out with that groovy beat, Big Mike. We appreciate y'all.
Peace, y'all. See you next week.